Hello, Algebra 2. I goofed again. Man, I'm dropping the ball a lot here recently. And I forgot to put one of the worksheets on your packet. So, like, if you look at your cover sheet, there's something at the bottom that says quadratic random skills, and I never gave that to you. Well, it's Wednesday, so here it is. I'm going to attach this worksheet to the actual Google Classroom announcement, and you're going to have to do it. It's only a half sheet. It's not very many problems. But I want to go over how to do this skill. It's a little skill that we haven't quite done. It actually has nothing to do with the square root property, but I needed to throw it in somewhere to hammer the point home. So without further ado, let's go through. I'm going to switch this over to my document camera. I'm going to show you kind of what the concept is, and then you can do that worksheet. This is your remote activity for the day. You will attach it to this packet you're currently working on, and all will be right with the world. So here it is. So far, we have solved these things going one direction. We figured out, well, what two numbers could I plug in here that would make this true? That's going to be the factoring and solving using the ZPP. We've done a bunch of that. Okay, so hopefully you recognize this is going to be a Holy Grail problem. We want two numbers that multiply to 12 and at the same time add to 7. Sorry, I'm saying it out loud. The answer was a positive 4 and a positive 3 equals 0. So all we've done is factor it. Awesome, factor. Now to solve it, to find our special numbers, we would have to put x plus 4 equals 0 and x plus 3 equals 0, zero product property, and solve these little equations. Subtract 4, x equals negative 4. Subtract 3, x equals negative 3. And those are our x-intercepts, those are our solutions, those are the numbers that would turn this whole thing into 0. That is going one direction. What is going to happen on your test is you are going to have to go backwards with that. I am going to start you with, here are the solutions, here are the x-intercepts, here are the roots, and I want you to tell me what would the equation be. So look, you're going to start with this information, then have to go backwards and climb up until you get the equation that has this to be true. So let's try one. Let's say, write the equation in intercept form that has roots of 5 and a root of negative 3. So we start with those two numbers in mind. Those are our answers. What was the equation that gave me that? So we have to work backwards from here. We still like 0, right? It's a zero product property for a reason. I want to write this in intercept form. So what did the factor look like? If the solution was 5, what did the factor look like? Okay, well, I'm going to subtract 5 from this side, subtract 5 from this side, and I would be left with x minus 5 equals 0. Look, there's that factor. How about x minus 3? Add 3, and I'm going to be left with x plus 3 as a factor equals 0. So now take it a further step. Well, we need an equation, a quadratic equation, in intercept form that has these two answers. Okay, so that one would be x minus 5 would be the one for 5, and x plus 3 would be the one for 3. That's it. That's intercept form. It might say something like, with a leading coefficient of 2. With a leading coefficient of 2 is telling me that ultimately, eventually, I'm going to need a 2 out here. There's my leading coefficient. Okay, so one step further, there it would be for intercept form. But what if I said, what is it in standard form? In standard form, we're going to have to multiply these together to take it one step further, right? Reduce the opposite direction of factoring. Factoring is dividing. We're going to multiply them together. So I'm going to multiply them together. I'm going to ignore the 2 at first and just FOIL these guys. So that would be x squared plus 3x, and then a negative 5x minus 15. Negative 5x minus 15. I'm going to clean that up and get x squared minus 2x minus 15. That would have actually the roots 5 and negative 3, like we said, like we started with, but it said with a leading coefficient of 2. So I have to have that 2 out here. I'm going to multiply a 2 inside all this stuff, and we have done this before, this little skill. We just didn't really know what we were doing. 2x squared minus 4x minus 30. There is our quadratic. It has a leading coefficient of 2, and it has roots of 5 and negative 3. It has x-intercepts of 5 and negative 3. That's what this little random skill is about. Go through now, try them on your own, bring your questions to me on Thursday or Friday, and we will finish these up. Peace. Moving on.